You are all welcome to this session on business ethics. In the previous video, we had discussed about CSR, corporate social responsibility, that is from module 2, conceptual development, meaning and definition, and aspects, not aspects actually, the nature of CSR has been discussed. Today, in this session, we shall discuss about the discuss about need for CSR. As I mentioned in the previous session that in order to have a long run survival success, the business need to meet the obligations of all stakeholders, not just the profit to the owners or entrepreneurs. They need to fulfill the expectations of all, including employees as well as customers. And CSR is must. Company to have a sustainable growth. Sustainability in this Kannada we can say Sustira Abhiradhi. By taking care of all these stakeholders' interest, it has to run a business and make profit, of course. So, first we shall discuss about the need. Why you can say the why CSR is must. Now, see, it is mandatory now for the big corporate organizations. They compulsorily spend 2.5% of their profit towards corporate social responsibility. They can take off any such initiative for the welfare of the employees, community, or even for the conservation of natural resources, or to protect the environmental degradation or ecological imbalances. So, some specific points under the caption need for CSR are: first one, it is needed to reduce the social cost. See, social cost in the sense that damage you or your company causing to the society. As I said in the previous session, see, when these companies or firms or any enterprise involved in any activity, they need to take resources. So they utilize resources. Most of these resources are cash, and these are many of such resources are non-renewable. Hence, when they borrow from the nature of the society, they are indebted to the society. So they need to reciprocate. Reciprocating the society or the environment or such community where it works in one or the other form. Totally, they have to spend for the welfare of the society. So that is to reduce the damages what these forms cause to the people as well as the planet. Second point, to enhance the performance of the employees. As you know, see a part of profit, a portion of profit, company is expected to spend on the welfare of the employees. It is the duty of the employer to have the happy and satisfied employees. Happy and satisfied employees will take their organization as their own, and they will become very loyal, and finally they establish some sort of corporate citizenship. See, corporate citizenship is like nothing but these loyal employees wish to stay with the same organization till their retirement or superannuation. So simply these employees won't stay back only when all of their expectations are met. You see, human resource or these employees in any organization are living being. Though the employer or these organizations are interested in the labor of the laborer or human resource of the human being cannot be separated. So whenever these corporates or companies wish to improve the resource, human resource or that labor, they need to improve the laborers as well, or these employees or human beings themselves. So for the better performance, they need to take maybe the part of profit as a bonus or any such welfare facilities. Even in our country, there is a Factories Act enacted in 1948, where there are three important aspects: health, safety, and welfare. You see, health, safety, and welfare of the employee is the duty of the employer. So all such welfare measures has to be taken, and totally these employees to be empowered and made very happy, and definitely satisfied employees are good ambassadors of the organization. Then it is a type of investment. See, CSR, whatever they spend on the society, so that way it can gain image, build image, and it can boost the goodwill or such a image and confidence. The company can build confidence in the minds of and trust in the minds of employees. In turn, they will come forward, and in one or the other way it will be helpful for the organization. So whatever these corporates spend on these welfare activities as a CSR initiative is not an expense, it is an investment. Friends, like your parents or guardian, spending on your education is not an expense. Your parents definitely treat it as an investment. Investment like the CSR is an investment, a type of investment. When they spend, definitely long run they get multiple returns. Then this CSR leads to industrial fees. Kaigarika Shanti business fees means, it means the company, by taking care of their employees, the community or the society where it functions, or that local area development, and when it adopts some proper measures and technology for the treatment of waste and effluents, and it takes possible steps to protect the environment and save the earth from pollution. Definitely all these people surrounded, employees as well as other external parties, they will be very happy with the organization. They will have some sort of very supportive and congenial relationship with the company. So when company could be able to establish or establish such a congenial and very helpful, I can say peaceful relations with all these parties, then definitely there will not be any sort of disturbances. I mean, there will not be any strikes and lockouts or Geraw protests and all. But my employees are from the society, because so all these people surrounded will feel that this organization or this corporate is for their welfare. Next one, it improves the public image. Definitely the image of the company in the minds of public, that's what public image. It leads to increase in the goodwill. Then it can generate a more profit. So increase goodwill, good image definitely brings more profit. When there is no disturbances, and as a very harmonic and say happy and peaceful climate, production or any such activity will not be disturbed, suspended. So they can have continuous regular operation and can create customer and have more sales in order to get a more profit. It provides a moral justification. CSR, as I told, it can't or we can't imagine the life or functioning of any business without harming the environment, people, locality, and all. Ethics says, see that you harm less, least harm, and take your profit for all goodness, good activities. So, the moral justification is that whatever damage to the planet Earth or people or community, society, this organism covers, no, sorry, commits, it can uh, correct it or set right by spending and taking of all these welfare measures or conservative programs or any such awareness programs on health and hygienic aspect and all. Thereby, they can have say two-way work. So for doing such harm, they are giving good work. That's what the moral justification. Then it helps to avoid government regulation and control. See, government regulation, prevention, regulation, control, when companies are not doing anything for the society or they are not taking up any patch of corrections for their mistakes. When they do themselves, they do the corrections for their mistakes or any such compensating uh, activities, initiatives they do, then definitely government need not bother much, so it can relax a bit and it helps to avoid such government regulations and control. Then it enhance the health by non-polluting measures, as I told, maybe for the effluent treatment or for any such storage and all. When they take care of all this, definitely the health of the organization surroundings can be maintained and improved. In fact, even for the employees, as I said, safety of the employees, health, all such measures should be taken to protect the health of the employees and or welfare activities. So totally within the people, within the organization, more specifically employees, and outside the organizations, and total health of the environment itself can be maintained, having good CSR initiatives or practices. So these are certain points. They may be asked in 4 marks or sometimes 8 mark question on this. Next, aspects of CSR. What and all include in the CSR? The CSR of the firm. CSR of the firm. Yes. Um, for example, it has a certain. This is a model to pay. You see there, two-way arrow mark between firm CSR activity and a society at large. It has lot of work to do towards society, then shareholders, owners, towards employees, creditors, customers, supplier goods, government. So these are all like the stakeholders or interested parties in the firm. These all have some expectation from the firm. So firm needs to discharge its responsibilities towards all these parties by taking up or certain activities or certain uh, say steps. Then the responsibility of firms towards shareholders. Shareholders, in case of company, they are owners, or otherwise it is a proprietor. In case of sole proprietor concern or partnership, it is partners. So there, investment into profitable scheme. When CSR, I mean corporate, maybe MD or CEO, they should take care of all the shareholders, and there under them CMD there will be board of directors, Board of directors are the representative of shareholders. So they sit together and decide for making any such investment that should be in the profitable scheme. Then timely payment of dividend every year, high rate of dividend, stable rate of dividend must be given to shareholders because they lend their money, they expect return, proper return should be given and that is in time. Providing requisite information whenever they seek information that should be given. So these firms need to have up-to-date information with them and such a very uh, sophisticated and developed MIS, management information system, has to be adopted and kept. Then informing progress of the business. Now and then they need to give such a progress report to the owners. Then responsibility of these corporates towards employees. As I told, providing with a fair salary and wage. See, it is a fair, no discrimination, equal pay for equal work. Even such bills and law are also statutes are also there in India. Providing good working conditions, a working healthy and congenial, and that employee must feel that they work more and more with that work condition. So it should be very clean, dust free, healthy, and free natural light must be there, sufficient good air, drinking water that is potable. Then satisfaction of security needs, job security means permanency, as you stated in the need hierarchy theory. First, it may be the basic first one, physiological. Next one is the security need. So when you are offered a job, you say first salary how much. Then you say when you will make me as permanent. See, that is what the security. Like employees must feel that it is their permanent place. It's a place for everything for the employees. Such a situation need to be set by the employer, not these companies. And providing opportunity to career development. See, each one has to be given sufficient opportunity, and I can say equal opportunity for of promotions and all. A person one joins as a clerk must have a clear career growth path to reach even the post of CEO, as and when he updates his qualification and experience. Then responsibility of these corporates or business firms towards the creditors. Creditors are those who give goods or supply fund or sometimes render service on credit. So determination of proper terms and conditions of loans. These are loan creditors here most specifically. Proper utilization of debt capital, whatever, whenever debt burden. See, there should not be any problem of over capitalization, not even under capitalization. Both are bad. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕೋ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹಣ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಆ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ರಿಕ್ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್. ವೆನ್ ಎವರ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟರ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ information required must be furnished. So this one about to judge about the solvency. So here these are all certain major responsibility of business towards or corporate towards creditors who have given goods or money or any such assets on credit. Then responsibility of towards customers. Customers are those. See, corporates' main objective is to meet customer satisfaction through their product and services. Whatever expectations they say, one is the determination of fair price. Fair price in the sense, usually customers expect quality and standard product at an affordable price. See, affordable price in the sense price at which they can buy within their reach. Then making available goods and services. Making available goods and services as and when they need, as and when they require. Then the manufacturing firms need to produce and keep a big quantity of goods in a service in a stock. Providing quality goods. So most of the customers today are quality conscious. If they feel quality is good or if once quality is assured, they are ready to pay even higher price. Then satisfaction solution to customers' complaints. See, now ombudsman and all in this bank, insurance and all, or else a complaint box, a complaining officer, and all this will be there. That is to meet or and to settle or redress the grievances of customers. Then responsibility of towards supplier of goods. You see, this one who supply goods, usually raw materials, case of manufacturing concern, or any such goods in case of trader on a credit. So to pay fair prices in a reasonable time, supplier of goods, their amount on purchase goods. Purchases on a reasonable terms and conditions. You see, even the supplier should feel that they're having or their say expectation needs are met by this organization. Then to inform about the changes in demands and preferences, say today's product becomes outdated tomorrow. Obsolescence or outdatedness is because of changing taste preference, likes and dislikes of employees, sorry, customers. So whenever there's change, business has to inform and to the supplier, and supplier will provide the goods required. It is like the other way, upward communication. Then promote healthy competition. Competition definitely, competition maybe with the collaboration, coordination. They are competing. Healthy competition, not cutthroat competition, which damages. Then responsible towards government in return. Government experts. See, corporate bodies are gradually becoming part and parcel of the government. Timely payment of taxes and duties, it is one's duty, like even for the individuals. Keeping away from politics of business. Business, they need to concentrate on their work. Following legal provisions pertaining to, that is called legal compliance. Whatever rules and regulations they are abide by has to be followed, not breaking of rules. Like now in the this lockdown period, we are all expected to follow SOPs given by state, central, or any such local authorities. Then cooperation with the government during times of crisis. This is the time of crisis. Cooperating, paying tax in time, or even if say their corporate's business suffers, they need to follow the government, because we need to come out from this crisis and these emergencies. Then responsibility towards society. Society, other than this, all other parties are in this. A business and society go hand in hand, and the duties which the company and the society owe to each other are reciprocal. As I told, society in the ಇವ್ರು ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಇವರು society ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. So give and take in both the side, and I can say dependency, interdependence, and especially health services, which is required. Now it is utmost required. Then education. Since in many cases these corporate organizations run education institutes, hospitals, philanthropy, charity, and all community development program they takes up. Environmental protection they take, and they even educate others, and promotion of culture of the land or the place where they work. Then general coverage, like proper awareness in respect of road safety, promotion and funding of sports activities. You see, whenever the sports and games, they donate, they sponsor programs. Giving hand to government in conducting safety week, maybe road safety or anti-terrorism activities, or now like pandemic period, to overcome that. So this is all about for this session. Thank you.